Okay guys, in this episode I am working on the petcock again for the 750. I got mail today, and what this should be is the rebuild kit for the petcock. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. And I mean, this is like everything. This is every nut and bolt and washer and fastener and yeah. These are the 4 screws that hold this piece in place. Oh, I'm gonna have to, this piece here is actually just behind that, that switch, lever, whatever you want to call it. Got a new spring, so I'll be getting rid of that one. O-ring, couple of white plastic washers, another O-ring, another O-ring. These are the screws that hold that faceplate in place. These are the mounting screws to put the unit back on the tank. And then there's this diaphragm piece. This one doesn't have the hard plastic in between, so I don't know if there's a way I'm supposed to take that off or not. So yeah, oh, it just pushes through. Okay, I didn't know that. So yeah, this is the only part that wasn't replaced. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this rebuilt. I need to go get a couple of pairs, well, basically I just need a screwdriver. I think that's all I need. I want to get this piece rebuilt here. Gonna kind of fold up all this material up on the post. Right now, I did notice this circle in the middle, it's got a recess where this one does not. So I'm going to take the metal washer that's kind of attached to this thing, I'm going to take it that has to go into that little recessed area. And something like that. So that metal part is actually in that little recess that's in there. Okay, now there are 2 posts that come through. There's one on this corner, one on this corner, and there's 2 little holes on those. That's the only place where they line up. So it's the only way to put it on. Then we'll put the spring on like that. Put this lid down, that piece down on like that. Give it a little wiggle to make sure that those, because there's more posts on this side too, make sure those get lined up with holes. Then we can put all these screws back in. Just going to go around and just make sure they're all snug. All right, so now the next thing I want to do is I want to take off this cover here. Take that plate off. Wiggle the adjuster out. That's that little spring washer. This here is the new spring washer, so that gets put over there. And then this washer here, it's actually the washer that goes around the dial here. So So I am going to just take the point of my knife and pry that old washer out. There. So that's the old washer from inside of there. And this is the new one. I'm going to put that on. There we go. Yep, that fits in there really nice. I like that. All right, then the next thing I want to pull out is that black piece there. I think I'm going to go rewash that and get all that gunk out of there. Okay, so I got that cleaned out fairly well. Got most of the rust and cruddy stuff out of there. So we are going to put in this new little gasket. I don't think there's any special way to do it. It looks all the same to me. Just line up the little holes and just put it in there. So you can probably tell now it's a little glossy and wet from a little bit of oil I stuck on there. So now put that on. All the way off, on, reserve. Okay, you guys, so that's it. That's the petcock all torn apart, put back together with a rebuild kit. The only thing that I wasn't able to use out of that kit was this little O-ring, because I don't know what it went to, and the smaller screws, bolts, whatever you want to call them, for the faceplate, the dial faceplate. They were just too long. I mean, they were literally twice as long as they should have been. So yeah, everything's all set to go. I can get this back onto the tank, but I'm not going to do that just yet. And the reason for that is, well, I've got other things to do. I've got pull that filter off. I need to work on the carburetors, get that going. And I also want to try to get the dent out of the tank, and I just don't want this on there when I'm working on it, because I may end up using like a stick or something just to try to push that dent out. All right, so let's go on to the next thing, and that's getting the carburetor taken off. So the next thing I want to do is take off the carburetor, and it's actually wedged in between the two cylinders. So it is kind of a pain in the butt to take off. This is the air that I'm trying to take off. There we go. All right, so that is one air intake undone right there. There's another one on the other side. But now, way back down in here is a screw. Let me see if I can get a shot of it for you. There, you can kind of see that brown down there. That's the screw I'm aiming for. All right, see that little rusty screw down there? That's what I was loosening. All right, so on the boot here, this ring is what I was loosening up. So now that that's nice and loose, I can go to the other side. Okay, so here on the right side of the bike is the other air intake. Gonna loosen up the strap around it. And we should be able to just push it off. All right, that's off. And now there's another boot in here. All right, so we're going in, and see that screw right there? That Phillips head screw? That's what I have to take out right there. The next thing I need to do, I need to take off the throttle cables. You need a 10 millimeter and you undo these little nuts that they have on there. Now what I did is I undid this back screw, the one farthest forward, not towards the carburetor. And then you just kind of slide it up and over. I hope. There we go. So there we go. Got that one undone. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to do the other one. And again, same thing. 10 millimeter. Put it on there. Loosen it up. Push it forward and out it comes. All right, I decided that in order for me to get better access of moving these cables, I'm going to take this air cover off. You know, I'm going to take off the whole unit. That way the lines over here are able to move a little bit more. And it's only 2 bolts holding it on. And of course they're both 10 millimeter. So there's one. The other one is down here. There's 2. Now it should just pull right off. All right, so now, see, now I've got a lot of play in those lines. So now I can easily maneuver this wire around and through to where I need it to go. Okay, there's the first one. Just a little finagling will get it. All right, now this one, gosh, it's way up there. I wonder if it'll be easier to get once I get the carburetor out. Well, there's gas in the carburetor because it's leaking out. Pull that out. Oh, going a little deeper than I wanted to. All right, so I've taken this rubber air inlet off over here. And down here by the muffler is a tube. It's got a little pinch clip on it. I'm trying to get that off. And then I'll just pull the tube out. More than likely that's just a drainage tube is all that is. All right, so let's go to the other side and take the other air covering off. All right, so first bolt is up here. The second bolt is down here. Pull that off. Pull that off. Okay, I'm going to loosen up this little hose clamp right here. Okay, there we go. Whoa, that was my coolant line. Damn it. Joys of working on a bike. All right. Now, how do I get this? All right, there's another hose down here attached to this plastic piece I'm trying to take off. Get another pinch clip. Oh, great. It went into the fan, didn't it? Yep. All right, I'll have to get that out later. I get this out. All right. I hate doing this, but all right. All right, go on the other side. All right, got that off. There, that's what I've been wanting to take off. I'm hoping now I'll give it a little more wiggle room. All right, head unhook. This is the, I think it's a choke cable or a idle cable or something like that. So, can you guys tell I'm not a professional at doing this? Now, this choke goes all the way back over here. And I unhook it from there. This is the, I think it's the choke cable. And that actually came back into here. So that idler cable goes into this right here. And you gotta pull on it, feed the cable through that little slit right there, and then it will just pop right out. And then when you go to put it back in, it goes up from the bottom. So I got that all out. All right, took off the other breather hose. So I got this hose right here that's still attached. And it's just a little wire clip there. There we go. And pull that off. All right. Now, if I try to move it this way, I can't take it completely out yet because this second idler is still on and I can't see how to take it off from this angle, so I gotta pull it out. All right, I'm getting there. Slowly, but I'm getting there. There. Okay, well, I have no idea where this hose goes to. Oh, maybe that will work easier. Hey, look at there, it did. All right. All right, so there's my carburetor. I'm not gonna joke, that was tough. That was real tough. But now that I got them off, I'm going to take these boots off that go to the head. That way I can reposition the rings better so I can get a screwdriver at them a little bit easier than they were. Okay, so I got those boots off on both sides. I'm wondering if I want to take off these gas lines and replace them. I'm holding this up as it's orientated onto the bike, because here's my throttle system. So this gas line that was towards the back, I'm putting on the right side of the bike. And this gas line towards the front, I'm going to put on the other side, on the left side of the bike. I do have gas leaking out all over the place, which could be a good sign. Okay guys, I just want to show you, I did put the air covers back on. I got the hoses hooked up through the panel that's back there. So all that stuff is all hooked back up on both sides. These, I believe I have orientated in the right place. So the one farthest front is towards the front of the bike, and the one that is towards the back of the bike is, well, towards the back of the bike. I've also put the rubber collars back on. I wanted to show you guys, when you put these things on, they're supposed to be orientated in a specific location and direction, because these are at a slight angle. They're not just a cylinder shape. They kind of have a bend to them. So I wanted to show you. Okay, you see that little raised piece of black that's back there? That is actually on the gasket. Okay, so if I turn, that little piece of black raised area will turn as well. And I don't know if you can see, but right there, right above my finger, is like a little notch. It's pressed into the metal. It's hard to see, but I think you can see a shadow line there of where it is. You basically have to line those two up. That little black notch along with that little raised area. And that way you have it orientated in the right direction. Okay guys, so that's all I'm going to do for today. I got the carburetor out, and that's good for me. The next video though will be me taking the carburetor apart, cleaning it, making sure that it's all good to go back onto the bike. So I will see you next time. Thanks again for watching. See you on the road.